So accountability. Accountability is hard. Accountability is really hard. And the reason why accountability is so hard is because to talk about accountability, you have to be accountable. And man, we all seem to tear ourselves down around accountability. Because we build this ridiculous image that puts us in a position to where we feel like whenever we talk accountability out into reality, we are setting ourselves up for an insurmountable amount of pressure because we feel like there's obligations that we have to live up to, that there's some sort of standard that needs to be met. And we typically then look down on ourselves because we're too convinced that what we've done or what we've been doing is not good enough to that accountability. I do it all the time. And it's a really tricky thing because you got to be really careful. You have to have accountability in your life. Because if you don't have accountability in your life, then goal setting, following through with commitments, all those things kind of get shoved to the wayside. And there's no way to provide structure to your day to day, to your month to month, right? But with that accountability also comes the pressure of, if you don't succeed in the thing you're holding yourself accountable to, how much shaming do you put in your own mind? How much shaming do you do to yourself? And you tear yourself down. And then when you tear yourself down, then you wreck it, right? Because now it's no longer about achieving a goal. It's no longer about making good steps. It's no longer about getting into a better place. It is now about how you're not good enough, or how you didn't do enough, or how you feel that you've fallen short and there's no way to make it up. So accountability is a very, very hard thing to talk about. It's a very hard thing to deal with, if you're being honest and real with yourself. But you have to have accountability. So how do you balance all that? It's not letting it handicap yourself. It's not allowing it to handicap you and put you in a state of failure, worthlessness, or incapability of handling a situation. It's understanding that failure is still progress as long as you keep going forward, and knowing that even with the highest level of accountability, you have to make room for growth. So, accountability is an amazing tool. It really is. It's a phenomenal tool. It is a trackable way of your progress. It is a really, really good measure of success. And it also keeps your goals in line with each other. But it can be unhealthy if you let it. And then you got the other side of the coin, right? Where you're too accountable and you go too extreme. Well, what then? I'll tell you what. Typically, you go that way, then it turns into a victim mentality. You go into that extreme ownership of accountability, and then you sound like a victim. You sound like you better just do it yourself, because if you don't do it yourself, it won't get done right, or any kind of spin you want to put on it, right? So, again, the question is, how do you balance? How do you balance accountability with all these really, really ugly variables that play inside your head? It's understanding that you're never stuck. It's reminding yourself that no matter what your goals are, no matter what your drive is, no matter what you're pushing to, that you're going to fall. And that's okay. Because as long as you get back up, you're never failing, right? Failure is a very multifaceted thing. Failure can be defined as quitting. Failure can be defined as not accomplishing the set out goal or the timeline in which that goal was supposed to be set out and obtained. Failure can be letting people down, letting yourself down. So failure can be looked at in so many different angles and so many different directions. But the biggest thing is remembering that failure is progress. It might not be pretty progress. It might not be the progress you're used to. It might not be the thing that you want to discuss and brag about. No one wants to discuss and brag about their failures. I do. But I'm weird because I don't look at failure as the end of the road. I look at failure as a stepping stone, as a block, as a building platform to the thing that I'm setting my mind to, that I'm going to go out and I'm going to achieve. The thing I'm going to go conquer and dominate. It's a stepping stone. It's a sidewalk leading to the destination that I'm going to. So when I fall down, when I feel like I failed, when I see that the things that I'm doing aren't working out, and I hold myself to that accountability, and I'm like, man, you let that slip. You didn't do so well. You failed. You left and lost. I remember it's just a stepping stone to it. The end result is not the end result yet. And as long as the end result isn't the end result yet, there's no accountability that I can't hold myself to and feel like I've conquered. We're all capable of conquering things. We're all capable of overcoming the obstacles to get to our goals because we're all amazing. We're all designed by a creator that has given us the tools and the knowledge. And if you don't have the knowledge, I mean, we have more information available to us now than we've ever had available to us. You hear that all the time, right? That's the truth. So if you don't have the knowledge, you can get the knowledge. There's nothing you can't accomplish. There's no amount of accountability that you can put on yourself that you're not going to be able to overcome. And it's just a stepping stone. When you think of failure, when you think about the things that you're not accomplishing in the ways you want to accomplish, when you think about the moments where you let yourself down, or the moments of self-doubt, or when you think about how you weren't able to get through this or do the thing that you wanted to do, or how it didn't pan in the time frame, it's not the end. Now, that's not to say that we all are on a timetable, because we all are. We're all on a timetable. We're all in a place where we don't necessarily know what the next day is going to bring us and where we're going to be and how the next day is going to treat us. So we don't know what our timetable officially looks like. But it's not the end yet. It's not the end until it's the end. So keep going out, man, and keep conquering your goals. Keep driving towards them and keep that accountability on yourself. Don't let it drag you down. Let it be motivating. Let it be a spiritual uprising, something that gives you power, something that gives you purpose and makes you feel like you're part of something larger than yourself. Because, I mean, let's be honest, if you're not a part of something that's not larger than you, then what are you doing? Because motivation only takes you so far. Determination only takes you so far. You have to have a greater thing than yourself to give you direction, to give you purpose. So, accountability. Accountability is a tool. Use it well. Tool. As in those tools that we discussed. Accountability is a tool. Use accountability to gain ground. Don't tear yourself down with it. Remember that no matter what you set out to do, no matter what your goals are, no matter what struggles you face while you're trying to obtain those goals, know that accountability is not your enemy, it's your friend. And as much as it might seem like you're holding yourself to the fire, you're literally just baptizing yourself in it. Baptism by fire. I mean, that can be held to an extreme, but that's the way I look at it. I don't know. Accountability. That's all I got. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share with friends. And I'm going to see you guys next Wednesday. I guess I should add this, right? Because I feel like it should be said. It should be something that's bragged about or complimented on. But my wife's CT scans came back clean. God's doing amazing things. Not out of the woods yet, but we're getting there. I'll see you guys next week.